The Aces are MCC champions for the third time in 5 years and head into this week's conference tournament as the #1 seed. Tonight's season finale with the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame is being brought to you in part by Citizens Bank, leading the way in financial services. By True Value Hardware, you can do it with True Value Hardware stores. By Robert John and Associates. By Amex Coal Company, supplying energy for the electricity America needs. And by WFIE TV, the sports leader in the tri-state.
It's been 25 years since these two teams met, and the last time was right here at the stadium when the Aces prevailed in overtime, 105-99. But a lot more is at stake tonight as the Aces once again host the Fighting Irish. Hi, everybody. Mike Blake along with Dean Webster. Dean, if you like college basketball, this is what it's all about. John McLeod today said, we absolutely have to win, right?
Well, if to take matters into their own hands, they don't want to leave anything up to the selection committee being 14-14. He says 15-13 will probably definitely get us in. Probably definitely, I don't know about that. But he said it kind of takes a little bit of the guesswork out. He said you lose your last two, you're 14-14. He said you're really sitting on a bubble then. He said I have no doubt, though, that we are one of the best 64 teams in America.
And the Evansville Aces feel the same, but they, too, being from the NCC, they feel, hey, they feel they got to win tonight as well.
If they don't win the MCC tourney, they definitely have to win tonight. They probably have to win 2 more games. So if they lose tonight, they're obviously going to have to win the MCC tourney to assure themselves. Now, they could lose tonight and lose in the finals of the conference. Then you're on that bubble thing again.
One of the best athletes in the country, ND Casebier, he's only a sophomore. There's a young man from Notre Dame named LaFonso Ellis. How good is he?
Ellis is a first-team All-American pick. Casebier will have his hands full if that indeed is the matchup inside. I can't wait to see those two go at it.
Two exciting ball clubs are on their feet. The band's playing. There's not a seat left in the house. We're glad you're with us. We'll be back for the introduction of the starting lineups, the Aces and the Irish, right after this.
Who's that? Someone special. Guess. Okay, but give me a hint. Well, he takes me hiking and he gives me rides on his motorcycle. And one time he ran in the state race for 26 miles, a marathon or something like that. I know, it's your dad. Nope, it's my grandpa.
CareerCom Junior College of Business and WFIE reminds you that this side of 45's looking better all the time. Ain't life great?
This is the famous Dairy Queen Blizzard. This is the Breeze, like a Blizzard, only made with non-fat yogurt. And this is 99 cents. All you pay right now for a 12-ounce Blizzard or Breeze at Dairy Queen.
We can all be proud of the success of the Helping Our Kids project. Thousands of parents, teachers, administrators, and students worked in partnership with WFIE TV and the area's top businesses, and thanks to you, more than $370,000 was raised for our area schools. Now, this money will enrich the education of more than 50,000 school kids, and it will provide basics like paper and glue, plus computer software and field trips. So thanks, Tri-State, for helping our kids.
The answer to life's richest puzzles.
This is only the 8th meeting in history between these two schools. The Aces trail in the series 4-3, but they're coming in with 8 straight wins. They're 21-5. The Irish 14-13. And of course, as we know, coming off a bitter loss at Chicago against DePaul on Saturday night. Two outstanding coaches, John McLeod of the Irish, returning to the coaching ranks after 18 years in the NBA, highly respected, highly regarded, and Jim Cruz, who's just 1 win away of becoming the #2 winningest coach in Evansville Aces history. He could tie Bill Sliker tonight, but whether he does it tonight or not, he'll do it shortly. And it has been one incredible season. Right now, we're ready for the introduction of the starting lineups. For that, we go to the PA announcer here at Roberts Stadium, Mr. Harry Sikma.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Roberts Stadium for tonight's game between the Fighting Irish of the University of Notre Dame and your University of Evansville Aces. Now here are their starting lineups. First for the Fighting Irish. At forward, a 6'8" senior from East St. Louis, Illinois, number 20, LaFonso Ellis. At the other forward, a 6'4" freshman from Aurora, Illinois, number 30, Billy Taylor. At center, a 6'11" senior from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, number 5, Keith Tower. At guard, a 6-foot senior from Houston, Texas, number 12, Elmer Bennett. And a 6'5" senior from Beaumont, Texas, number 22, David Sweet. Head coach in Notre Dame is John McLeod. And now, for the 1992 Midwestern Collegiate Conference champions, your University of Evansville Aces. Introducing a senior playing in his last regular season game from Hobstadt, Indiana, number 25, Rex Farrar. And now, introducing Aces head coach, Jim Cruz.
If I could just have a second of your time, we'd like to thank a very special person first, Rex Farrar, who has walked on our basketball team. He's been a tremendous help to the team. We've been very fortunate to have a lot of tremendous people and great players in our basketball program, but there's never been a person that has given more and been a bigger contributor than Lennox Forrester.
And now, starting at forward, a 6'3" sophomore from Rockport, Indiana, number 24, Parrish Casebier. At the other forward, a 6'7" freshman from Evansville, number 31, Andy Elkins. At center, a 7'1" junior from Munich, Germany, number 10, Sasha Hoopman. Starting at guard, a 6'1" sophomore from Mooresville, Indiana, number 23, Todd Kokenauer. And a 6'5" freshman from North City, Illinois, number 45, Reed Jackson. The Aces assistant coaches are Steve Bennett, Brad Brownell, Kirk Sarf, and Marty Simmons. The Aces head coach is Jim Cruz.
As we said, a crowd of better than 12,300 on their feet. The third sellout of 1991-92. Here's our official trio for tonight. On the left, Ted Hillary, Tom Rucker is the man in the middle, and Ed Getterdam, all from the MCC. The Aces, the MCC champions for the third time in the 13 years of the league. Don't want to put the hex, but I would think Jim Cruz has to be a leading candidate for Coach of the Year for the third time, Dean.
That should come later in the week, and we'll find out if Parrish Casebier will be the player of the year. He and Darren Archbold would certainly be 1-2 in the voting. We'll see how it goes.
And here come the Irish, taking the floor with 3 scorers, averaging better than 16 points a game. That's Bennett, Sweet, and Ellis. And just to show you how long it's been since Notre Dame's had 3 scoring in that range bracket, They had the trio of Adrian Dantley, John Shoemate, and Gary Brokaw. 3 pretty good ones back in 73-74. The Irish love to shoot. They've been averaging better than 70 points a game. The Aces have been holding their opponents, 5 of the last 7 opponents, to less than 40% shooting. Notre Dame coming in shooting better than 50%. Bennett with the basketball. He penetrates up and in. Elmer Bennett.
There's an interesting matchup right off. Reed Jackson and Elmer Bennett. That'll be a tough matchup. Bennett very quick.
Jackson's going to take it. Decides better and brings it back out.
He's showing good patience.
Sasha Hoopman. Nice strong move. And a foul as he takes it right to the hole. That's one of the few times we've seen him do that baseline, isn't it?
You don't see Sasha put it on the floor that much. And he just keeps progressing. He's got 1 more year left. I think they're trying to figure out who the foul was on, maybe. No basket. That's what they're talking about. Jim Cruz wanted offensive or defensive interference on that. I think he wanted a goaltending call. But Sasha, who's a 50% free throw shooter.
They called it on Tower, number 5, as Hoopman.
I don't think that basket's going to count.
No. Scoreboard should say 2-0, and it does. Okay, the Irish again setting it up. Bennett out of Houston, Texas. Former Mr. Basketball. He puts it up from way out. This is Ellis. He hits the deck, maintains the ball, and they call traveling.
Pretty obvious call. I didn't think any of the officials were going to call it, though. Once you fall down, you can't get back up.
Ellis, one of the top rebounders in the country, got his 1,000th plus the other night at Chicago against DePaul. Elkins needing some help.
Good defense by Notre Dame coming out in the man. They played primarily zone the last 3 years under Digger Phelps. Not this year.
Reed Jackson stumbling in and out. Hoopman got his hands on it, but here comes Notre Dame. This is Damon Sweet. Sweet was a forward, but they moved him out to guard after 3 seasons under Digger Phelps.
And he's got Mr. Kokenauer on him, and he'll see 23 a lot tonight.
Bennett, Sweet, and Ellis are among the top 15 all-time leading scorers at the Golden Dome, and that's Mr. Ellis with his first offering, and it's 4-0. Ellis, averaging 18 points a game, has had 19 double-doubles on the year. Elkins swatted away. Down goes Ted Hillary, helped up by Andy Elkins. Mark Heisel about to check in. Let's see who they give it to, and it'll go. They're going to steady the Aces ball. Heisel is in. Elkins is out. And Reed Jackson will inbound it.
Heisel's seen a lot of playing time since Scott Trepler and Chaka Chandler went down.
This is Kokenauer. Jackson.
Almost 3-second call there.
Heisel pulls the trigger. And it's 4-3. Mark Heisel out of Terre Haute with his first basket. He wasn't in the game but 15 seconds. And he gets the Aces on the board.
Well, Heisel has to be a shooter now. He has to be a scorer.
Let's see if the Aces defense can cause some turnovers. That's been the biggest bugaboo for Notre Dame as Ellis' shot is off the mark. Here's Casebier. Tower with a rebound. Jim Cruz says, Ted Hillary, what about that? This is Bennett, and he traveled. That's the second turnover.
Great defense that time by Reed Jackson. Mr. Intangible is what we ought to call him. He does everything, all the little things the coach wants done, he does right.
Jackson is second on the team with assists of active players. Schreffler was the leader, Kokenauer, and then Jackson. Casebier. And the Aces go to a 6-4 lead on a pair of threes. Parrish coming in averaging 25 points a game. That's 11th in the nation. And as we told you before, he's the leading sophomore in the country.
I think they're going to try to get Mark Heisel down inside on a mismatch. Whoever he's guarding would be a mismatch.
Nice feed into Billy Taylor from Ellis. And the West Aurora, Illinois native is on the board, and it's tied 6-6. We played just about 3.5 minutes. Jackson up, was going to dump it off, gives it to Hoopman, and UE goes back on top. Sasha.
Nice unselfish play that time by the Aces, Reed Jackson.
Hoopman averaging 12. He's kind of been in the being overshadowed by Parrish Casebier. Sasha, I think, is a key, Dean. He's got to stay on the floor, doesn't he?
Certainly. Even defensively, that's the big key for Sasha's play.
Batted around, controlled by Heisel. Here come the Aces. They lead by 2. Skip pass. Casebier left open.
And Parrish Casebier has it flowing tonight. And after trailing 4-0, the Aces have really jumped in front here with 3-point shooting.
11-6, a 5-point lead. Casebier goes for the steal. Ellis goes for the shot. Batted around, he keeps it. Tower has it, kicks it out.
Ellis had to go through 3 players that time.
Tower, stolen by Reed Jackson. 3rd turnover. The Irish have been averaging 17 turnovers a game. They've got 3 in the first 4.5 minutes.
It looks like the Aces have done their homework defensively. They have really shut down the Notre Dame offense.
Casebier in the paint. Jackson, not necessarily his shot. Ball being tracked down by Damon Sweet, and here comes Bennett.
Reed was 1 of 10 coming in this game from 3-point range.
Blocked by Sasha Hoopman. 2 of the top shot blockers in America, Hoopman and Ellis on the floor. Kokenauer takes it in, back out to Casebier. 9 for Casebier. The Irish bring the crowd to their feet. It's 14-6, and the Irish call a tie. Aces open it up by 8, 14-6.
Follow the leader. You know, Citizens has been a part of this community for over 100 years, and that makes a difference in how we do business. Follow the leader. This is our home. We're working for friends and neighbors. And like them, we've got a real stake in the success of Evansville and the tri-state area. We're proud to be leading the way. Citizens, the one who leads the way. Follow the leader.
Establishing a higher standard in heart care, in diagnosis, treatment, and rehabilitation. A unique facility combining the talents of more heart specialists than any other area hospital. The new Deaconess Heart Center, providing our patients with the comfort and convenience of all diagnostic procedures performed on an outpatient basis. The new Deaconess Heart Center, for the life of your heart.
Some pretty good shooting in the early going here by the Evansville Aces. They lead at 14-6.
Reed Jackson is the only one to miss a 3-pointer there. 4 of 5 from 3-point range. And that's why the Aces have 14 points. They're 5 of 9 overall, but 4 of 5 from 3-point range. And Parrish Casebier with 3 for 3 from long distance.
The Aces opened up the Irish opened up a 4-0 lead, but the Aces on a 14-2 run. Lead it here with 14:41. A lot of time left in the first half. The Aces banned at spring break, but the Green Brigade is here under the capable direction of Steve Shelley. That's the North High School. Evansville North Green Brigade membership, 145 students. Over 10% of the school's students are in the band program, and Dean, they are good.
And Steve, I believe, is a UE grad.
You bet. The Irish still trying to figure out. Tower dumps it down to Ellis. Underneath, and traveling called on Alfonso Ellis. That's the 4th turnover. And Andy Elkins back in.
Reed Jackson getting a breather. It'll be interesting to see Reed Jackson at full strength with that knee, and Andy Elkins with another year of experience next year. See how those two work together.
Although Chaka Chandler worked out and is dressed, he will not play tonight most likely, but he's got the clearance for the tournament. Hoopman kicks it back out to Elkins. It was good to see Chaka taking some shots. There had been rumors that he might play a little bit tonight. He still might, but we believe he will not. And you got a good medical report on Scott Schruffler.
Scott had surgery last Wednesday, and the doctors felt very good about it. It was one ligament that was not torn completely in two. It was shredded a little bit.
Casebier, this one is no good. Knocked away by LaFonso Ellis. Casebier with a good follow.
Shot clock was running down. Parrish had to take the shot. And if you've hit 3 in a row, you might as well take another one.
Casebier trying to become the first player in MCC history to lead the league in scoring and rebounding. Casebier, he's in double figures already. Notre Dame likes to run when the opportunity. They're the first team to score over 100 points against Syracuse. They got 105. That's the most in over 101 in 500 games. Hoopman with almost a rebound taken away by Parrish Casebier.
He'll have to give a half a rebound there to Parrish and a half to Sasha. They were both around it.
Aces by 10, coming down to the 13-minute mark.
One of the things that, or the main concern actually for John McLeod was Parrish Casebier. And Casebier right now, Mike, is just flat putting Notre Dame away.
Casebier with 4 threes and a 2. And this crowd is going absolutely bananas.
Notre Dame on a 4-minute drought now.
Then a nice dump off to Keith Tower, and Tower's on the board, and that ends the drought. 19-8, Aces.
The Aces with an incredible run of 13 straight.
Casebier doesn't get this one. Rebound Billy Taylor, and here comes Bennett. They call Bennett and Sweet the Texas Express, and for good reason. These guys really motor. This is Tower. Ellis with the rebound.
You think Casebier's feeling it offensively right now?
Oh, boy. Hitters get in that zone. I guess shooters do, too. Sweet. Ellis had his hands on it, couldn't control it. Heisel brings it across.
Andy Elkins keeping it alive over there. Nice job.
Casebier, strong move. And a foul on Keith Tower.
Tower's not happy. Tower picked up a technical against DePaul on Saturday when he took a swing at Stephen Howard.
That's 2 on Tower. And that's going to bring in Joe Ross, one of the identical twins out of Wabash, Indiana. So Tower's coming out. Let's watch it again.
There goes Parrish. Very strong move. There's the foul on the body. Now, Joe was in. John is the one that usually plays a little more, but they're bringing in Joe. He's a little bit bigger at 6'10", 225. He has an identical twin, number 54, sitting over on the bench, although he's a little bit shorter, 6'9".
Casebier looking for his 15th. Coming in shooting 79% from the free throw line. John McLeod and the Irish still, I'm sure, trying to figure out what's going wrong here. And we're going to take another timeout. 11:43. The Aces open it up. A 13-point lead.
One of the most devastating of injuries is that to the spinal cord. Victims of serious spinal cord injuries are usually faced with staggering medical bills, significantly impaired earning capacity, and their quality of life is never the same. The attorneys at Robert John & Associates utilize experts to determine future needs.
If you or a loved one are one of the unfortunate victims of a spinal cord injury, call us at Robert John & Associates for a free consultation.
Go. Please stand by roll, Steve. Take beat.
Without coal, you'd never be able to watch a basketball game without a ticket. That's right. The game you've been watching has been brought to you by coal. Coal that makes the electricity that makes television possible. And a lot of other things we'd have a hard time doing without. We're Amex Coal Company. Just think of us as a basketball power.
Great job, people.
as if there were any doubt to Evansville fans that Casebier the player of the year in the league. Watch this.
That's a nearly three-point range in the NBA. Parrish showing great range on the jumper tonight. The Aces showing great range from three-pointers. They are 5 of 7 now. 72%. Going to win a lot of games, Mr. Blake, doing that.
Boy, oh boy, for sure. They've come in shooting 49%, almost 50%. They averaged nearly 80 points a game. At this clip, they're gonna surpass those marks tonight. But 11:43 to go in the first half. As Tom Rucker waits for Billy Taylor to inbound the ball. Taylor is the only non-senior that starts for the Irish. He had 23 against Loyola. He already has more points as a freshman than John Paxson did, who's a pretty good Notre Dame alum and is a 1,000-point club member. But Mr. Paxson has been pretty much silent as of all the Irish tonight. Bennett kicks it off his foot. Again, turnovers have been a real sore spot for Notre Dame, and they have been in the early going here. That's number 5 in the early going.
And Notre Dame has made a switch defensively. They've got Ellis off of Casebier now, and they've got Taylor on him.
Elkins has it knocked away. Casebier, we've been saying his name a lot, and for good reason.
He's hit 13 points in a row for the Aces.
We're going to have a sub coming in for Notre Dame in just a moment. A freshman guard, Malik Russell. He's a big guy, 6'7".
Todd Kokenauer, who can shoot it from three-point range, hasn't done much of that last game.
15 on the shot clock as Casebier skips it out. 10. Elkins takes it up and batted away, and here come the Irish. Nice feed. Taylor, and a foul on Andy Elkins.
Andy hustled down. Good hustle by Andy that time. He's the one that took the ball to the hoop. Parrish Casebier is pleading his case to Tom Rucker that they're grabbing my shirt.
Bennett, who had 11 assists against Xavier, gets his first tonight, and it'll send Notre Dame to the line for the first time. Russell comes in, Ross goes out, and Bennett comes over to talk to McLeod.
It's a little chess match right now between the coaches. Tower got his second foul, so the Aces took out Sasha Hoopman. And so Joe Ross is out now. And they've brought in Russell and gone with a little bit shorter lineup to try to combat the Aces' speed. So now the Aces come back with Sasha Hoopman and force McLeod to make a move, and here comes Ross back in.
Iso comes out. Taylor is a 68% free throw shooter. He's the lefty out of Aurora, Illinois.
He can't come back in. He just came back in.
And that's what Cruz is trying to say.
Yeah, Ross can't come back in there. He just came out for Russell. Russell just came in for him.
So here comes Russell.
Yeah. I thought maybe that we had gone up and down the floor once. So I didn't say anything, and I saw Chip Cruz up.
Ted Hillary, who you may see, we saw him at Columbus do the IU game. Of course, he did the game here with Xavier the night before. So the Irish lose that battle. The Aces with a 12-point lead set it up.
So you know where this ball's going. It's going inside the Hoopman. He's got LaFonso Ellis on him.
They find Casebier. Boy.
That's a pretty good place for it to end up, too.
John McLeod says somebody's got to pick him up. He already has 5 threes. He's got 19 points.
And he's hit the last 16 for the Aces. Notre Dame really wants to try to get the ball inside, and they're struggling right now.
Elmer Bennett. Bennett with 4. And the Irish get into double figures finally at 9:40 to go in the first half. Mike Blake along with Dean Webster live from the stadium. A big crowd and a big game. And Parrish Casebier, what a night